My beloved child, a great opportunity may be quietly turning its attention toward you. But what I want you to recognize first is not the reputation or wealth of the person who may approach, but the value that has been refined within you throughout the years when no one was watching. I know you once longed for someone influential to recognize your abilities, for a door wide enough to open and carry you beyond the limitations that had surrounded you for far too long. At times you wondered why you had worked so hard and still remained unnoticed. Why the things you did with complete sincerity were met only with silence. But my child, silence does not always mean you are invisible. Some seeds are still growing beneath the soil before anyone sees a green shoot. Some qualities are recognized only when the right time, circumstances, and people meet. What you must do now is not chase a dazzling promise, but prepare yourself so that when a genuine opportunity appears, you will possess enough discernment to recognize it and enough stability to enter it. I, Michael, do not stand before you with tears of accusation because you were slow to respond. I do not use guilt to make you hurriedly believe something that has not been verified. I look upon you with compassion because I know your hesitation has not always come from disobedience. Many times, you hesitated because you had placed your trust in the wrong place before. You heard grand promises, believed that someone would change your life, and eventually had to gather the broken pieces of your expectations alone. Therefore, when a new opportunity draws near, the wounded part of you immediately raises a wall. You fear being deceived, exploited, or abandoned after giving all your trust. I do not blame you for that caution. I only want you to learn the difference between discernment and fear. Discernment helps you examine, observe, and ask questions, while fear causes you to close every door before you know what is standing behind it. Perhaps someone with status, resources, or influence will notice what you are doing. But do not attach the value of that opportunity to the title billionaire, because wealth does not automatically make someone the answer. Just as a large proposal does not automatically make something a blessing. What matters is their motive, transparency, respect for you, and the fruit that such cooperation may produce. If someone genuinely sees your potential, they will not force you to decide within a few seconds, require you to sacrifice your dignity, or pressure you to keep secret what should be clear. A good door will give you enough room to read carefully, think, verify, and seek advice. I want you to remain open-hearted without closing your eyes. I want you to be courageous without becoming impulsive. What is being prepared to build your future will not require panic as its foundation. You carry a light that is uniquely your own. But that light is not a mystical force that causes others to become fascinated with you. It is the perseverance you maintained when no one applauded, the kindness you chose even after being treated unfairly, the way you continued learning after failure, and the character that money could not purchase. These qualities may not create immediate attention, but a wise person will recognize them. Some people are not merely searching for talent. They are looking for someone trustworthy, deep, and capable of using opportunity to create what is good. Therefore, instead of waiting for a powerful person to speak your name, continue developing what is already in your hands. Improve your work. Keep your promises. Strengthen your skills, and build a clear record of the value you create. When preparation meets the right opportunity, what appears sudden will actually be the result of a long journey. I know you like to imagine a record sealed in gold, containing your name and future. Understand that image in a deeper way. Your true record is written through the choices you make each day. Every time you preserve integrity before an improper benefit, another line is added. Every time you complete a responsibility, even when no one is checking, your character is confirmed. Every time you rise after failure without becoming bitter, your future expands. No secret document can replace this growth. An offer may change your living conditions, but only character will help you preserve what is entrusted to you. If wealth arrives before you learn how to manage it, it may cause you to lose direction. If authority arrives before humility, it may turn you into what you once feared. Therefore, prepare for expansion through practical action. Organize your documents, work, and plans you have left unfinished. Know clearly what value you can offer, what you still need to improve, and where you must continue learning. If someone proposes a partnership, ask about the purpose, responsibilities, timeline, benefits, and risks. Do not become so overwhelmed by large numbers that you ignore small details. Do not sign what you do not understand. Do not surrender sensitive information merely because someone claims to have influence. And do not allow your longing for a changed life to make you believe words unsupported by evidence. My protection often appears through your ability to say, "I need time to consider this." Not every delay causes an opportunity to disappear. Sometimes moving slowly saves you from a decision that would cost you years. My beloved child, do not believe someone is risking everything for you merely because they say so. Healthy love, respect, and cooperation are not built upon worship or exaggerated promises. Someone who genuinely values you will recognize both your strengths and limitations. They will not turn you into a perfect symbol, nor require you to become someone else to fit their plan. If a powerful person enters your life, observe how they treat those who cannot offer them anything. Look for consistency between words and actions. Notice whether you are allowed to ask questions. A healthy relationship does not make you smaller, dependent, or turn gratitude into a debt that must be repaid through obedience. The world may not be astonished when an opportunity comes to you, and you do not need the world to be astonished. The deepest restoration is not making those who overlooked you feel shocked, but no longer living to prove anything to them. If success comes, let it become evidence of perseverance rather than a weapon of revenge. If resources are entrusted to you, use them to create stability, support your family, and open a way for others. Do not allow recognition to make you forget the days of lack. Do not allow a new position to make you despise those who still stand where you once stood. I want what is good to make your heart wider, not build a high throne from which you look down upon everyone else. What is waiting for you may not be a wealthy person approaching at all, but a more mature version of yourself stepping out from the shadow of insecurity. You once believed you needed someone powerful to confirm your worth before you could trust your own ability. But I am teaching you that outside affirmation should be an addition, not your foundation. You must know who you are before entering a room of influence so that you do not exchange your identity for approval. You must understand your limits so that you do not say yes to every offer merely because you fear the door will close. You must understand your purpose so that money does not lead you down a foreign road. When you are steady within, you can sit before the wealthy without diminishing or glorifying yourself. You will simply remain yourself calm, sincere, and clear. I am not telling you that you have only 2 seconds to preserve your place. No one can steal the calling meant for you simply because you take time to think. Yet the time of your life is still precious, and you should not continue delaying the necessary steps. Do not wait for a special person to appear before taking your abilities seriously. Do not wait to be noticed before working with full devotion. Today, complete one practical action, revise a plan, send a proposal, build a product, learn a missing skill, or contact someone who can help you move closer to your goal. Opportunities often find people who are already moving, not only those who are waiting. My beloved child, open your heart to the unexpected, but do not surrender control to stories that overwhelm you. I, Michael, stand beside you not to promise that a secret billionaire is watching, but to remind you that you possess qualities worthy of being seen. Nurture them, protect them, and bring them into life through clear action. When the right person comes, you will recognize them not merely through intense emotion, but through peace, transparency, and orderly steps. What truly belongs to you will not force you to run in fear. It will invite you to stand upright, consider wisely, and enter with dignity. Whether the opportunity comes through someone powerful or through a small door, no one notices. You will be ready because you are no longer waiting for someone else to rewrite your future. You have begun partnering with what is good through the faithfulness of each day. My beloved child, the intervention taking place within your life carries special weight because it no longer leaves room for excuses that allow you to continue postponing your return to your center. I do not come to negotiate with your fear or ask whether you feel completely ready. I come to remind you, with the firmness of love, that it is time to return to what is true. Return to the calling that has quietly burned within you, and return to the road you have seen many times, yet continued walking around. There are moments when gentleness must be expressed through comfort, but there are also moments when mercy must awaken you through a clear call. This is such a moment. You have remained too long in places that merely helped you survive, while you were being prepared to live with purpose, lead with discernment, and carry peace into places filled with chaos. This is why many things that once excited you now suddenly feel empty. Conversations you once entered easily no longer touch the depth within you. Some environments that once felt familiar have begun to feel heavy, while connections that seemed indispensable now leave you exhausted whenever you are present. Do not immediately conclude that those people are evil or those places entirely wrong. Something does not have to be terrible before it becomes unsuitable. There are garments that once fit but become too small as you grow. There are rooms that once offered shelter but no longer possess enough space for what is being formed within you. I do not call you to despise the past. I simply do not want you to continue living within it because you fear entering something new. You once blamed yourself because you no longer felt that you belonged. You watched those around you remain satisfied with what was familiar and wondered why you felt different. You believed you were too sensitive, too deep, too difficult to satisfy, or too intense in the way you perceived life. But, my beloved child, the problem is not that you possess too much depth. The problem is that you have tried to place that depth within environments that want everything to remain on the surface. You were not created to blend into every crowd, pursue every invitation, or carry every expectation others place upon your shoulders. You can love people without being suited for every place. You can honor a journey while recognizing that it is not the road meant for you. I want you to stop seeing your difference as a flaw that must be hidden. You do not need to make yourself smaller so that others can feel comfortable. Nor must you remain silent about what is true merely to preserve outward harmony. Yet I do not call you to become arrogant or consider yourself higher than those around you. Genuine separation always walks with humility. It does not cause you to boast that you are special. It gives you greater responsibility for what has been entrusted to you. When you are given sensitivity, use it to discern rather than judge. When you are given a voice, use it to build rather than wound. When you are led out of a place, walk away with gratitude instead of turning back to despise those who remain. Look again at the doors that once closed before you. There were opportunities you were certain would carry you toward a good future. Yet they disappeared just when you thought they were within reach. There were plans you spent much time preparing, but they eventually fell apart. There were people you believed would remain for a long time, yet they left before you fully understood why. In your disappointment, you believed you had been delayed, deprived, or forgotten. But I saw the end of those roads. Some doors, had they opened, would have given you an admirable position before others while gradually taking away your peace. Some relationships, had they continued, would have caused you to spend your whole life trying to heal someone who had no desire to change while you became increasingly depleted. Some opportunities looked radiant from the outside, but would have required you to sacrifice integrity in order to keep them. Therefore, some doors closed not because you were not good enough, but because you were too precious to be held in a place that would dim what had been entrusted to you. I blocked those roads before they became beautifully decorated cages. You saw only loss in that moment, but I saw rescue. You heard only the sound of a closing door, while I heard chains failing to close around your life. Stop returning to knock upon doors that have closed merely because you are not accustomed to the empty space. Emptiness does not always mean you lack something. Sometimes it is the space required for you to breathe, see clearly, and prepare for something that will not require you to lose yourself. Even now, connections that once pulled you away from your direction are gradually losing their influence. Things that easily distracted you before are beginning to seem unworthy of your time. Invitations that once made you fear missing out can now be calmly refused. Relationships that repeatedly drew you back, even after causing pain, are losing their grip as your heart learns to remain still before the pull. This is not coldness. It is discernment becoming stronger than familiarity. You are no longer attracted only by what makes you feel intensely. You are learning to choose what helps you become kinder, steadier, and more peaceful. Still, separating from what is old may leave you lonely for a while. When you no longer follow the previous rhythm, those who were accustomed to the old version of you may not understand. They may say you have changed, become distant, or are no longer the same. Listen with humility, but do not return out of guilt to the place from which you were led. Not every objection means you are wrong. Sometimes people become uncomfortable because your new boundary prevents them from continuing to take what they once received easily. Remain gentle, but remain clear. kindness does not require you to open the door for chaos to return. I do not merely want to rearrange your schedule or alter a few external plans. I am restoring order from within so that you no longer live a busy life while remaining separated from what matters. You once believed that constant movement meant progress, but there were years when you ran very quickly while still moving in circles. You accepted more responsibility, participated in more activities, tried to be present everywhere, and then wondered why doing more left you increasingly empty. It was because busyness cannot replace alignment. A person may complete many tasks and still never touch what was truly entrusted to them. I am teaching you not to measure the value of a day by the number of things you complete, but by the honesty, peace, and purpose within each choice. Allow what no longer fits to leave without trying to rescue everything. You do not need to preserve a relationship merely because it has existed for a long time. You do not need to continue pursuing a plan merely because you invested much in it. Time already spent does not require you to surrender more of your future to a road moving in the wrong direction. Wisdom sometimes means admitting that something has fulfilled its purpose. When you let go, you are not denying what was once good. You are simply recognizing that its season has ended. Maturity is not only knowing how to persevere, but also recognizing when perseverance has become stubbornness. My beloved child, return to your center, where outside noise no longer determines who you are. Reclaim quiet spaces in which you can hear what genuinely brings clarity. Stop seeking affirmation from those who love you only when you live according to their expectations. Do not allow the fear of loneliness to keep you in a place where you repeatedly betray your good values. You were not called merely to be fine, merely to survive, or merely to make it through each day. You are being led toward a life of depth, where your presence carries peace, your words strengthen others, and every choice reflects the maturity built through many seasons of testing. I, Michael, remain beside you throughout this rearranging. I do not promise that every departure will be painless, but I remind you that the pain of letting go is temporary, while the erosion caused by remaining in the wrong place may continue for years. Therefore, trust the clarity growing within you. When a wrong road loses its attraction, do not attempt to revive it. When a conversation no longer nourishes what is good, know when to stop. When a door closes, do not treat it as proof that you are unworthy. Perhaps you are being preserved for a place where you do not need to dim your light. Beg for respect, or exchange your purpose in order to belong. Continue with lighter hands, because what is being removed is not the best part of you. It is only the cord that kept you moving constantly without drawing nearer to the person you are called to become. My beloved child, what you have just recognized is only the first layer of awakening, because the deeper part is not found in what your eyes see, but in the way you choose to remain steady when truth begins touching the places you once avoided. I want you to pause for a moment, not so that heaven can examine whether you left a confirmation, but so that you can hear clearly what is moving within you. Readiness is not proven by a word written before a crowd. It is expressed when you become honest enough to examine your life, humble enough to make corrections, and courageous enough not to return to what has repeatedly wounded you. If you wish to say Amen, let it rise from sincere agreement. But remember that love and guidance from heaven do not depend upon a comment. What matters most is the decision you make after the emotion has settled. I know you feel as though another door is about to open. and that a deeper hidden part is preparing to be illuminated. But before moving forward, you must learn how to keep yourself in peace. Do not rush after every sign. Do not allow excitement to take away your discernment. And do not believe that remaining only a few more seconds will cause every secret to be given to you. Truth does not use pressure to force attention. What comes from light may be powerful, but it still gives you the right to think, rest, and verify. I do not want you to become trapped in the feeling that you must respond immediately in order to be protected. I want you to recognize that lasting protection is built through wise choices, healthy boundaries, and calmness that is not easily controlled by fear. Perhaps recently you felt a gentle warmth upon your shoulder, a passing movement of air, or the sensation that someone was standing behind you. Do not immediately become frightened. But neither should you turn every physical sensation into a mystical sign. Sometimes it is simply a change in temperature, accumulated tension, or a natural bodily response after concentrating for too long. Yet you may use that moment as a reminder to release your shoulders. Breathe slowly and return to the present. I do not need to appear through a strange sensation to prove that I am near. My presence can also be recognized through courage, returning, clarity, helping you refuse what is wrong, and peace supporting you in circumstances that still have no answer. I saw the days when you felt unsafe, as though every protective layer around you had become too thin. You did not know whom to trust, whether you were moving in the right direction, or whether one wrong decision could cause everything you had built to collapse. You tried to appear strong, yet deep within you remained guarded, continually observing the reactions of others and preparing for the worst. I understand why you became this way. Old experiences taught you that peace could sometimes be disrupted without warning. But you cannot spend your entire life waiting for an arrow that may never come. I am teaching you a different kind of security. One not based upon controlling everything, but upon trusting that you will know what to do if a challenge appears. The wings I spread over your vulnerable places are not walls that make every difficulty disappear. They are an image of protection, reminding you that you no longer need to face everything alone. That protection may come through a sincere person, timely advice, an opportunity to leave a harmful environment, or discernment that helps you recognize danger before going deeper. Do not search for miracles only in extraordinary things. Sometimes the miracle is that you are clear enough not to answer a message while angry, calm enough to read a document carefully, strong enough to say no to an unhealthy proposal, and compassionate enough toward yourself to ask for help when the burden exceeds your strength. There are things I whispered to you long ago that you could not understand because fear spoke too loudly. I reminded you to rest, but you believed you had to work harder. I urged you to establish boundaries, but you feared disappointing others. I allowed uneasiness to rise when you approached a certain door, yet you continued convincing yourself that it was an opportunity you could not miss. Now, the next part of awakening is not a prophecy that amazes you. It is your decision to respect what you have already recognized. You no longer need to ask for more signs when the clearest sign is exhaustion, prolonged anxiety, and the pattern of pain repeating every time you return to the same place. Do not allow a countdown to make you believe your time is ending. I do not hold mercy open for 16 seconds and then close the door because you did not respond quickly enough. You have time to think, heal, and take steps according to your capacity. Yet this does not mean you should postpone forever what you know needs to change. The true urgency is not found in an invisible clock. It is found in the reality that every day you remain in what is wrong takes away part of your peace, strength, and precious time. Therefore, act not because you have been threatened, but because you have become mature enough to refuse to lose more years to the same lesson. The deeper truth I am uncovering is that you do not need to wait until fear completely disappears before moving. You can tremble and still speak what must be spoken. You can remain uncertain about the whole future and still close a door that is no longer safe. You can grieve the ending of a relationship while understanding that the ending was necessary. You can miss someone without returning. You can forgive without restoring access. Maturity does not remove emotion. It helps you stop allowing emotion to decide every choice. I also want you to understand that being called chosen does not make you higher than anyone else. It only reminds you that you have a responsibility to live according to the light you have received. If you recognize truth, yet intentionally return to falsehood because it is familiar, understanding will become a burden. If you ask for protection while repeatedly ignoring boundaries, you are reopening the door you asked to be closed. I do not say this to blame you, but to return your agency. You are not entirely powerless before every circumstance. You can choose who is allowed to come near, which words are planted within you, and which environments deserve your time. Therefore, let your Amen be expressed through an orderly life. Remove from your mind the messages that only plant fear. Leave conversations that continually cause you to lose your direction. Protect your sleep, health, and attention. Verify the truth before believing. Ask for clarity before agreeing. And do not promise what you cannot fulfill. If a particular situation makes you uneasy, seek evidence. Speak with trustworthy people, and take the necessary practical measures. Spiritual guidance never opposes wisdom. The two always strengthen one another. My beloved child, the deepest part of this revelation is not that a presence may be standing behind your shoulder, but that you are no longer alone on the journey back to yourself. I am near when you choose truth over temporary comfort. I am near when you stop apologizing for establishing boundaries. I am near when you allow yourself to rest without guilt and courageously seek help instead of continuing to hide pain. No moment of distraction causes me to abandon you. No hesitation erases your opportunity. Continue in calmness, because genuine awakening does not drive you into panic. It leads you out of confusion, helps you see clearly what must remain, what must be released, and the person you are being invited to become.